Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Yuan Niken from Chayatsuji Kimono. For today I will be showing you how to fold various types of obi. So your fukuro obi, the formal obi, various types of Nagoya obi, hanhaba obi, heko obi, I even have tsuke obi. So pretty much every single variation of obi that I could find within my collection. Now there may be a few other types of obi, however the way that they're folding will match the ones that I'll be showing you today. So let's grab my first obi, which is the fukuro obi. So I grab my obi. This type of folding will pretty much suit any maru obi, fukuro obi, and even hanhaba obi, as well as any opened Nagoya obi. So pretty much what you want to do is grab both of the ends, so I have one here and one here, and you fold them in half. So I have the other part here. Place both the folded half and both ends on top of each other. So you have them in fours, and then simply fold them in half again, and if you want, in half. I personally, when I fold them in fours, I like to fold them in thirds because that is what my storage shelving unit, it fits kind of the best in terms of the width of the shelf itself. So as long as you keep folding it in half, and as you see here, in third, that's all that matters. So next up, I'll be showing you a few variations of the Nagoya obi. So this type is the opened Nagoya obi, so it has the full width of the obi on the entire length. Again, both parts, open both ends on top of each other, so I have them in half. Again, into fourths. Again, in eighth. And you pretty much continue folding it in half until you can no more. So the next type is the type that has one part pre-sewn, and it has this triangle part here, as you can see. A little bit up. Now, if you take a look at this obi, as you can see here, it has a folding line. So what I recommend with this type of obi is simply follow the folding lines that it already has. So for me, I just follow whatever I can see here. And fold it over, under, just as much as it needs. So this one seems to be like almost in circles. And then I have the folded obi. So this one, it may seem complicated, but as long as you follow the folding lines, it shouldn't be that difficult. As you can see, the triangle part is right in the middle. So this is the most standard type of obi, which has the narrow part here and then the wider part here with this triangle part in the middle. Now this is probably the most used method for my collection, because most of the Nagoya obi are this. What I do is kind of keeping folding over each other. This one has been folding for that so long that it almost it just folds back naturally, but it does still have the original folding lines, as you can see. So you have the narrow part, just kind of like a jigsaw over each other, on top of each other. And then you still have the wide part laying here. What you do is just fold it over, and again, 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 and again. So as you can see, this is the narrow part, and then the wider part is simply wrapped around. Now, as you can see, this is quite compact. It's what suits the whole cabinet drawer. I don't know what it's called. This is my type of storage. The one I'll be showing you next is the one that is I guess the most traditional way of folding the Nagoya. However, I have a few that are still folded that way, and most of them, like at least 90%, is folded this way, unless they're those types of obi. So I grabbed the last variation of the last Nagoya obi. Now again, usually with folding obi, I follow the folding lines that it already has. So with this type of Nagoya obi, this is the most traditional way of folding them, is you fold the triangle part back. So this is the sewing line of where it joins. If you fold it either way, it will fold like that. You fold it back over itself. Follow the width of the obi. Follow it back. Now it can be either till here. It kind of depends on the obi. For me, it's about halfway through, and like I showed you with the previous one, it has this triangle part here. So again, it's folded along these lines. So what it folds like underneath itself and then over itself. So I have the triangle part here, another triangle part here. Now, as you can see here, so this fold is outward, so you fold it underneath itself. So underneath the triangle part, so align them. So you have both parts here. It almost seems like legs. And then, like I said, how you fold it will depend on the obi and where it's folded. As long as you follow the folding line that it already has, it shouldn't be any problem. Now here, as you can see, is another folding line. So fold it over itself, and then the last part, which again has a folding line, is on top of itself. So that is the majority is folded. I fold the triangle part in, and the last part of the wider part up. You can again fold it in half. It's not necessary. I personally don't if I have to. But that is a more traditional way of folding the obi. As you can see, all the layers are in here nicely and compact. So that's the Nagoya obi done. Let's move on to my tsuke obi. So tsuke obi are pretty much pre-sized obi that already come in the otaiko shape, or whatever shape that the person or even you yourself wants it to be, so that you don't have to tie it on your own. Now that makes them slightly more difficult to store and fold, because usually you just want to fold them as flat as you can. So pretty much like that, the waist part on top, and you're done. But like me, I don't have the storage space to fold it up in its complete length. So what I do is put the waist section on top of itself and then simply fold it so that there won't be a crease in the middle of the knot itself. And I simply store it like that, preferably on top of something instead of underneath something, but that's how I do it. So just fold it in half with the waist section in between. Now I still have another tsuke obi that has this in the section. It still needs to be folded, so it's just one length of obi that's not pre-shaped, but still a tsuke obi because it's in two parts. And then you have the waist section here. So like I do with the Nagoya obi, I just align it with the wider part and then fold it over, and keep going until I'm at the end. So it kind of looks the same as my Nagoya obi, but it's still a pretied obi. Well, not pretied, but still in two different sections. Okay, and then I have the hanhaba obi for you. Like, it's pretty much the same as the fukuro obi, but it's in a smaller width. But depending on the obi you have, like this one, it just came like that. But I have yukata hanhaba obi where it kind of sits like this, the ends. It's not completely folded in half. Now, I have several of them, like pretty much all of my yukata and hanhaba obi are like that. There may be one or two that are not, so this is just a regular hanhaba obi. As long as you grab it in half and then keep folding it again in half and again, it should be fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with having the ends end up perfectly or having a bit of the other side showing through it. So that was the hanhaba obi. And then the last one is the heko obi. Now this one is a pain in the ass to fold because the fabric, it's so slippery and I can hardly ever get it folded the way I want to. Like, I try to fold it in half, but as you can see, I can show you there's that much difference. So I try to keep it in half, again in half, and try to get it folded like that, but it's not that easy to keep it the way it is because A, it's 4 meters long, and B, it's slippery as hell. At least the fabric, it's synthetic. Well, it does have a nice crinkle to it, it just doesn't stay put. So I try to always put something underneath so that it just doesn't roll over or come undone like it always does here. So yeah. So you kind of want to find your own way to fold this, see what works for you, what works for your storage space. But yeah, that was pretty much all the folding of the obi, at least the various variations that I have. If you have any more obi that you would like to see folded, let me know. I'll try to see if I can. But yeah, otherwise I will let you go, guys, and I hope to see you next time. Bye everyone.